Hi everyone and welcome to our video. Today we're going to be talking about abundance. And Thomas, do you want to share our surprise today?
Of course, we had a surprise visit from Angel of Abundance, and it is a very pleasant message. So we hope you enjoy it and our conversation too.
Lovely. So I'm looking forward to listening to that message again. So before we get to the message, Thomas and I just wanted to share our perspectives on abundance, and then we'll play the message for you. So Thomas, how do you see abundance? What does abundance mean to you?
Well, I would say abundance means that every time I need something, every time I would require something in my life, it is available. So it could be money, it could be food, it could be, house, it could be anything. And the in the life, it's just available, it's present. I would state that is the abundance, or that's my definition of abundance. So
Okay. I think mine is very similar. Although a lot of people think about money when we talk about abundance. But like you said, abundance could refer to anything that we need to have a good life. So, Thomas, shall we look at how people come to formulate their beliefs around abundance?
yeah. So there is a lot of, well, limitations first that are present and floating around our mind, ourself, that we've adopted from our parents, through the society, and it just is an endless list of limitations, from saying I don't have the time, I don't have the money, money does not grow on trees, and you can continue and continue and continue. So the first step, I would say, is being aware of such limitations, that we are not allowing ourselves in a way to fully experience what we might desire because of those repetitive, no, I don't have time, I don't have money, etc. Those beliefs. So awareness is a big thing. And when we are aware, then we can shift that around. So what is your position? How would you help some people with anchoring abundance in their life?
For me, I think one of the most important things revolves around self-worth. So, do you believe that you're worthy of abundance? That for me is a very big question. Because no matter how much you want to attract abundance into your life, deep down in your heart, if you don't believe you deserve any abundance, it's going to be very difficult to attract that abundance because we need to be holding that frequency of abundance for us to attract abundance into our lives. So we need to feel what abundance feels like. And maybe I can just share a childhood experience that I had that maybe shaped the way I feel about abundance. So I grew up in a family that was not rich. My mom did not have any formal education, but she had quite a strong belief in herself that she could create whatever she wanted. She could create resources, and she was self-employed. She was a dressmaker. She worked from home. My dad was ill for the latter part of his life, so he didn't work. But my mom had a belief that she could create wealth. She had 4 children to take care of. So we never heard the language around lack and limitation. And I remember that I used to go to the post office with her often, And whenever we passed a beggar, she always opened her purse to hand money to the beggar. So for me, that was about generosity and that was about abundance. So in my subconscious mind, the belief was formed that we have enough. And I grew up with that belief that I have enough. And I think that describes my level of feeling about abundance. I feel that I have enough and I trust. And part of the trust is while it's in myself, it's also trust in the Creator to provide for me whatever I need. So that's how I would describe my feeling of abundance.
Yeah, well. So what other tools could we use for, or people could use for bringing more abundance into their life? What would you suggest to them?
I think, as you said, the awareness of self-limitation is very important. So once you're aware of your thoughts around abundance, so if you think, I don't have enough, and that's what you keep focusing on, that's what you're going to bring more of into your life. So I think our thoughts need to change. We need to have positive thoughts about having in our life. And I think gratitude is also very important. So to be grateful for the things that we do have, because that reminds us of what we do have in our life. And gratitude helps us to attract more of what we have in our life. So if we grateful for our home, our friends, our family, the fun that we have, our creative abilities, our hobbies, whatever we are grateful for, our relationships, that's what we attract more of into our lives because we are holding that frequency of that abundance in our life.
Yeah.
So where do you think that abundance comes from, Thomas? What would you say?
I was in an impression that the abundance comes from without, that we kind of have everything at our disposal when we are at need or when we desire something, that it's just happens to be available. But it seemed that there is a deeper um, knowing within us, deeper energy, deeper emotion, I would say, probably, of perhaps it could be joy and gratitude combined that just brings and opens up the realms of possibilities. So the abundance is something that we can practice, that we can anchor, that we can open ourselves more. And in that, well, our experience, our life will just reflect that. So
Absolutely. And I think that's a lovely message for us to get into the angel's message. What do you think? Are we ready to listen to the channeled message?
I think so. So I hope you enjoy.
Okay, and we will have a short conversation after the channeled message. So be sure to join us for that.
I come forth on behalf of the beings of eternal love, my expression is of bliss, of radiance, of joy, of grace. I do give to everyone, for that is the greatest joy. That is how I express myself, how I show my love as a reward. You can see that as a reward. The blissful joy that comes with that gift that I give you is something that sparks and emanates from within my being. So the balance of give and receive is present, and I am here to give. I'm here to gift everyone who chooses to receive from the infinite abundance, from my being. I have not shared my name, for I have many. I am one that brings joy. I'm one that brings gifts. I'm one that shows the magnificent and resplendent nature of your own being by shining the light upon the parts of yourself that has shied away, upon yourself that you can see that you never were limited in any way. Those were just perceptions and illusions. And there has been enough talk about limitation so far. There has not been enough conversation about abundance, about the gifts, about the grace, about the joy, about well-being, about the infinite spring within you, within each of you. Abundance is nothing that is outside. It is not the cars and houses, mansions, the planes, the monies. It is your openness, your acceptance of yourself. It is that flame within you that can finally dance free. And what a joy. That is the abundance. For you to finally embody, allow, and open yourself to the depths of your being, to that which is already there. And I just help everyone to see that, to experience that, to have that sense that there is more, that there is so much, that it can't be contained, that it can't be limited, that can't be stopped. That's what I share, that's what we all share. You can see me as an angel of abundance, a radiant being that does not wait for you to struggle any longer. So open yourself to receive. Open yourself to open and expand the chest, the treasure, the heart, and the gift that you are. And I don't go away. I merely step aside so that you can continue upon your journey. I am there, available and in support anytime. Thank you and farewell for now.
So, Thomas, thank you so much for bringing through that beautiful message, and thank you to the Angel of Abundance as well.
Yeah, thanks. So just let me share a couple of impressions from that beautiful messenger and about that beautiful messenger, because I receive also like a notions and visions of sorts. So I felt that was more of a feminine energy and feminine presence. She was incredibly brilliantly radiant and very gentle, and she shared with me that her work or joy, both, is just coming to someone who is in a way like a cocooned in the sadness and whatever. And she just comes and shows up to that person, like shines upon that being, that person, you know, this is you. And she shows up more of who they are. So she illuminates the heart, and the person is astounded because they are not, well, fully aware of what is within them. And that brings this beautiful angel such an incredible joy for that service. She helps us to shift that from the completely different, uh, yeah, just astounded and in awe of themselves. So that was just incredible.
So, Thomas, what you're actually saying, if I can maybe just reflect for myself, is that the angelic being comes to mirror to us the abundance of love and joy and radiance that we are and that we hold within ourselves. So, is that what you're saying?
I would say so.
Okay. All right. Lovely. So, the angelic being was talking about giving and receiving as well, which is a principle of abundance as well, because as we give, so we receive. And I remember from a previous channel message as well, which said that as we give money out, so for example, if we're buying something, if we're buying groceries or anything else, we should bless that money that goes out as well. So it's also linked to gratitude, and it's linked to then giving as well as receiving, which then keeps the energy flowing as well. It keeps the energy of abundance flowing as well. As we give, so we receive as well.
Yeah, beautiful. So there is one interesting thing. And the beginning, I kind of shared um, my uh, impression about, or my concept of abundance, that it's everything that we need, it's available to us, and we live in that state, that it's we are in that state. But when I was in that, uh, well, experiencing the angel of abundance, they also, I'm kind of in a place where I can also have their perspective for a moment. And her perspective was very different. And it was that the abundance is openness to be who you are and to allow yourself to bring it forth. So, and her expression was, it is an internal state of being. So that was very different from the, you know, the concept that we have. And it's very interesting to put it out there. So, yeah.
Yeah, so our concept is a little bit limited, or sometimes very limited, in terms of how we think about abundance. And what you're saying is that from the angelic perspective, abundance is for us to connect to the core of who we are. And that's when we experience the fullness of our radiance and our joy and everything that's there for us. And we will be in an abundant state when we connect into that core. That's quite profound.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
mm,
So there was one more thing that she shared, And that was that we are the gift. We are that beautiful being and all that we carry within ourselves. So that was very lovely to hear.
Yes, absolutely, because we are a gift to ourselves and we are a gift to each other. So that is a beautiful way of looking at things. Absolutely.
So in the message, there it was already there, but I just want to restate that there was a lot of talk about limitations and the what is blocking us, and for us to really embody and bring that abundance, we should focus on abundance. We should bring the focus on what we want to, what we desire. So that was quite important statement as well. So yeah, let's focus on abundance. Let's bring that in. Let's be open. And it comes from within and then just expands and yeah, we can express it outwardly too. So
Yeah, and that reminds me, Thomas, of what we've been talking about in our previous videos, that we are moving into the golden age. So let's focus on the life that we want to create. So if we want to create a life of abundance, let's focus more on the abundance rather than the lack and the limitation. So thank you so much for reminding us of that, Thomas.
so there is one more thing which I would like to share, and it's about self-love. Self-love is quite very interconnected with self-worth. So about, and of course, very strongly, it corresponds and correlates with our ability to be in that abundance. So if we want to promote abundance, it's important to also practice self-love and self-care. So yeah, and if there is anything else that you would like to share before we send our people to the meditation which we prepare about abundance.
So I'd like to just remind people to focus on what is it that you want to bring into your life. So if you want abundance, focus on abundance.
Perfect. So we hope you join us for the meditation, which will be connected with abundance. And yeah, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed our conversation and see you next time.
Thank you very much for watching, and remember to like, subscribe, and share with a friend if you think they'd benefit. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.